Reporting from Israel for EndTimes.com, this is Brian Schrauger. Over the past few days, there has been a dramatic increase in Israeli military operations against Hezbollah, the Party of Allah, just across the country's northern border with Lebanon. Why? What is the objective? What is Israel trying to accomplish? What is its plan? Today's report explores the unfolding of the Jewish state's high-risk military play, which may be fully underway by the time you see this report. To understand the drama, to see what is about to happen, to understand the implications and the role you play, we begin with a brief recap. On Tuesday, 30 July, and with remarkable precision, Israel struck a building in Beirut, killing Hezbollah's number 2 commander, Fuad Shukr. Shukr not only had a long history of terrorism, he was also a key person for transferring missile guidance systems from Iran. Hezbollah quickly pledged revenge. Over the next 4 weeks, there were almost daily tit-for-tat exchanges between the IDF and the Party of Allah. Then, early in the morning on Sunday, 25 August, Hezbollah was ready to execute its revenge for the killing of Shukr. Minutes before it began, however, Israel pounced, sending more than 100 fighter jets into Lebanon, knocking out launch sites and thousands of rocket and missile systems. Hezbollah still managed to shoot about 300 rockets and drones. None of them, however, killed anyone in Israel. 4 more weeks of tit-for-tat continued. In spite of mission successes, questions continued to erupt. What was Israel doing? What was it hoping to accomplish? The assassination of Fuad Shukr and the thwarting of Hezbollah a few weeks later was good, but so what? Was Israel forever going to do just enough to slow down Hezbollah's abilities, but never defeating it, never making it possible for more than 60,000 Israelis to return to their homes in the north? Then, suddenly, on Tuesday, 17 September, thousands of pagers used by Hezbollah operatives exploded in their hands and pockets. Dozens were killed, thousands were seriously wounded, especially on their dominant hand and in the region of their pockets where pagers were tucked in. Panicking, Hezbollah immediately ordered the destruction of all pagers, instructing its members to use walkie-talkies instead. The next day, on Wednesday, 18 September, they exploded too. Hundreds more of Hezbollah operatives were injured. Although Israel did not claim responsibility for what might be called Operation Shalom, global consensus was that it was responsible for one of the most ingenious and technically sophisticated attacks in warfare history. In the aftermath of that attack, Israeli confidence and global respect, diminished since 7 October 2023, rebounded to new heights. Still, many asked, what is the purpose? What is the strategic objective? That same day, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu began to clarify.
On October 7th, the Hamas terrorist monsters burst into Israel, murdered our people, raped and beheaded our women, burnt babies alive, and took 255 innocent people hostage, including many Americans. A day later, on October 8th, another Iranian terrorist proxy, Hezbollah, attacked Israel completely unprovoked. They fired missiles and rockets into our cities. They made 60,000 Israelis leave their homes along the Lebanon border, becoming refugees in their own land. In the subsequent months, they haven't stopped for a single day attacking us. No country can accept the wanton rocketing of its cities. We can't accept it either. We will take whatever action is necessary to restore security and to bring our people safe back to their homes.
2 days later, just last Friday, 20 September, Hezbollah made another attempt for revenge, launching about 170 rockets all across northern Israel, even as far south as the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee. At about that same time, an unplanned target of opportunity presented itself to Israel's military intelligence. A meeting of senior Party of Allah commanders was taking place in the basement of a 7-story building in Beirut. They included Ibrahim Muhammad Akil, head of Hezbollah operations, and 15 other senior commanders of its elite special forces group called Radwan. As a result, only hours after Hezbollah's rocket attack, Israel struck the building in Beirut, killing everyone in the meeting. It was another huge, crippling blow to Hezbollah, the Party of Allah. What was Israel doing? What was its objective for these increasingly significant and accelerated operations? The picture was still blurry, but finally coming into focus. I am recording this report on Monday, 23 September. Early this morning, Israel's IDF further clarified its objectives vis-a-vis the Party of Allah. See for yourself in this official declaration by IDF spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari. Be sure to note the graphic information Israel has about the location of the most sophisticated missiles in Hezbollah's arsenal and what Israel intends to do about them.
About an hour ago, following indications that Hezbollah was preparing to fire towards Israeli territory, we began striking terrorist targets throughout Lebanon. The Hezbollah terrorist organization has been continuously launching attacks on Israeli civilians and has no plans to stop. This is southern Lebanon. There are dozens of Lebanese villages situated along approximately 80 kilometers of the border with Israel. For over 20 years, Hezbollah has deployed its arms inside homes and militarized civilian infrastructure. As a result, the Hezbollah terrorist organization has turned southern Lebanon into a battlefield. This is a village in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah stores cruise missiles, rockets, launchers, and UAVs inside civilian homes, hidden behind the Lebanese population living in the village. We are monitoring these activities, locating the weapons, and destroying them with precise intelligence-based strikes. I want to show you an example of a strike carried out a few weeks ago. Here we are exposing Hezbollah's method of hiding a cruise missile inside a home. The terrorists create a designated opening for the missile launch. Here you can see how we identified the terrorist making an opening in the building that exposed the missile. In a precise strike, the IDF eliminated the terrorist and this missile launching infrastructure shortly before the launch. Shortly, the IDF will engage in extensive precise strikes against terror targets which have been embedded widely throughout Lebanon. We ask residents of Lebanese villages to pay attention to the message and warning published by the IDF and heed them. This is an advance warning for your own safety and the safety of your family. We advise civilians from Lebanese villages located in and next to buildings and areas used by Hezbollah for military purpose, such as those used to store weapons, to immediately move out of harm's way for their own safety. I want to repeat, move out of harm's way immediately. Hezbollah is endangering you and your families. On October 8th, the Hezbollah terrorist organization decided to join Hamas' war against Israel. Hezbollah's activities are dragging Lebanon and the entire region into a wider escalation. And Hassan Nasrallah is responsible for this. Over the last 11 months, we have been operating to degrade the Hezbollah terrorist organization capabilities and push back Hezbollah operatives and military assets away from Israel. We are operating to achieve all of our goals of the war. In Gaza, to dismantle Hamas and bring back home all the hostages. And in the north, to repeal the threat posed by Hezbollah and enable the residents from the north of Israel safely to return to their homes. The IDF is operating and will continue to operate in defense of the citizens of Israel, wherever required.
Today's follow-up reports from this announcement include a statement from an unnamed IDF security official telling Israel's largest subscription newspaper, Yediot Aharonot, that Israel's Air Force is about to launch a, quote, huge-scale attack. That source further added that Hezbollah will certainly respond. This is the start, said the source, of Israel's third Lebanon war. If you are not yet a subscriber to endtimes.com and would like to see the rest of this important report and others like it, I urge you to subscribe right now at the website endtimes.com. For only $7 a month, you will receive a wealth of information and insight from Jimmy Evans, Mark Hitchcock, and experts from around the world, including Israelis living right here in the Jewish state. Do yourself a favor, sign up today. Then join me as together we consider what is about to begin between Israel and Hezbollah, the party of Allah.